Northern Flower Garden, and we're here today to talk about foliage. We're wedding florists and we work a lot with foliage for different weddings in the design. So the one we're going to look at today is this little beauty, and it's called leatherleaf. That's its common name. Its Latin name is Arachneords adiantiformis, which is quite a mouthful, and why we all call it leatherleaf. Not sure why they call it leatherleaf, but obviously it is very ferny and leaf-like. This is a really popular foliage in all elements of floristry, and we love it. It's got a nice green. It's not deep green, but it's a substantial green. It's not light, so it gives good contrast and it frames flowers nicely. It can create a nice edge to designs for the flowers to sit within. So it's also really good. It can fill. It can give a nice abundant feel, again, especially to bouquets. We would get it like this, bound from the flower markets, and we generally get a bunch about that size there. We would get it back to our studio, and there's not a huge amount to do with leatherleaf, because as you can see, it kind of comes on the one stem. It's determining how big you want your stem for the design. So we would probably take off the lower laterals, and we would look at something like that. We can cut it down to make it smaller or larger depending on the design that we're working on. We would bring them home and get them all like this, and the first thing we would do is give them a good drink. Now these come vac packed often, which means that, like the ham in a supermarket, they're kind of in cellophane where all the air's been sucked out. It keeps them moist. So the enemy for leatherleaf is dryness. You must keep the leaves nice and moist as well as the water at the stem, otherwise they do have a tendency to shrivel. So what we would do when we get them back is we give them a really good drink, but I would also give them a really good drench as well to keep it moist. And whilst we had it in our studio waiting for design and working through design, waiting for the brides to collect their designs on the Saturday, we would be constantly spraying it down and just checking that it's still nice and moist, it's still nice and flexible, still looking beautiful. So when we get our foliage, when we get any of our materials, foliage and flowers, it's kind of like we babysit them for those, you know, the days of the run up to the wedding. We're constantly keeping it at the right temperature. We're checking that they've got enough water. We're checking that they're, you know, everything's right so that they're optimal for your actual wedding day, which is so important. So yes, we would give them a good drink. We would feed them with flower food, normal flower food that you get from supermarkets. We have these in more industrial style containers, but it's exactly the same stuff. We've got two purposes for this. One is that it has sugar in, which feeds the flower or the foliage. And the second one is it's got an antibacterial agent in it, which keeps the water clean. If you have any bacteria in the water, again, that is going to decay your material quicker. That's not what we want. So at the Northern Flower Garden, we keep our buckets scrupulously clean every time we use them, and then we bin the water. We will clean it. We use a bleach solution to clean, and we clean it before we would use it again, so there'd be no transfer of bacteria. That's kind of a game. That's what we do in our studio. I think many florist studios are probably very much the same. And we would sit it in buckets of water and it would wait for us to use it. That's leatherleaf. You will find it, bouquets and arrangements, as I've said. It's a staple. It's good value, and we would recommend this to any brides out there. Thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.